Hey, I'm strummerdood or mad or whatever, I don't know. So Bastion stands as an anomaly among other post-apocalyptic fare. With a vibrant color palette and impressionistic aesthetics, the game boasts a sort of whimsy. But as the game goes on, the history of the city and our protagonist's journey juxtapose the style with dark truths about human nature, which is crazy. Memories play a vital role in the world of Bastion. Mementos can be collected while exploring levels, and the nostalgic character Rux will translate the hazy stories imbued within these items. Our protagonist, the Kid, can help construct a memorial to lost institutions by completing challenges, and as the Kid sleeps, the player can learn of a character's backstory through wave-based combat. The game opens with our protagonist waking up on a floating rock. While the Kid traverses the ruins of Sandia, a city fractured by an event called the Calamity, landmasses form under his feet, the remnants of his past coming into focus. Like falling back into a long-lost memory, he collects his trusty sail hammer, the tool used to build the opening level's rippling walls, finds a keepsake belonging to an old acquaintance, and eyes the statuesque remains of the bartender Rondi. Falling out of the sky, the Kid lands on the Bastion, Sandia's failsafe plan in times of trouble. Upon meeting the Kid, Rux requests he rebuild the Bastion in the image of Sandia. As we see, nearly every element of the gameplay concerns reconstructing visions and memories of the past. However, as Sandia's dark history comes into focus, it begins to mar your crusade. We learn the nation not only imperialized the indigenous residents, but enacted a war against an underground race of humans known as the Ura. Sandia's arms race with the Ura manifests itself in the Kid's growing arsenal of weapons. Beginning with his personal hammer, the weapons become deadlier as technology grows. The Ura weaponry ascends from the innocuous fang repeater to the serrated war machete to the massive battering ram, which rains fire from the sky and can be used to enact the final blow to the Ura people. The victors of the war, Sandia employed an arsenal akin to America's during World War II. The Mason's hammer soon makes way to the city's first firearm, the scrap musket. Later, the dual pistols and army carbine lead to more sinister weaponry, like the Galleon mortar and the Calamity cannon, the latter of which served as a prototype for the Doomsday device that caused the Calamity. Of course, the upgrade material for the weapon is plainly named Something Wrong.
Okay, now that's just plain overkill. I mean, come on.
Every weapon used by the Kid at some point served to suppress either the Ura or Sandia, and through their use, the Kid's hands bloody as he progresses. He eliminates the remaining life of the areas and often enacts the destruction of the regions by taking away their cores. While unabashedly claiming the Calamity progresses towards its conclusion through the Kid's actions.
For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the Calamity left off.
Rux justifies the killings, saying the Bastion will cure the mistakes done by their precursors, reversing time to before the Calamity.
Yes, our people caused the Calamity, but here we are trying to fix it.
Rux even calls the Bastion itself a record of the time, like a miniature model of Sandia's history.
This whole place is a living record of the times before the Calamity.
The truth of Sandia's origins and destruction soon haunt the Kid. His motivations for taking on this pilgrimage remain hidden throughout the majority of the game, but we get a glimpse into his mindset when falling unconscious in Jawson's bog. Waking up on the rippling walls he once defended, the Kid no longer gets coddled with Rux's excuses, and at the end of the fever dream, the Kid faces off against a demonized doppelganger. Rux himself comments he prefers not to know the Kid's intentions, though he narrates the boy's every action. As we learn in the conclusion of the game, the voiceover serves as a story told to the character Zaya, a survivor the Kid meets in Prosper Bluff. Traditional oral storytelling factors heavily into the events of Bastion. Rux, for example, passes down the history of his people through narrative. In another instance, one of the Ura survivors the Kid comes upon, Zulf, goes on a rampage after reading the diary of Zaya's father, Ven. The hidebound journal details the secrets of the Calamity, attempted genocide of the Ura people. Ven reverse-engineered the device to instead target Sandians. Zulf rejoins his people in hopes of wiping out the rest of the Sandians, but when the Kid tears through them like toilet paper, Zulf's people turn on him. During the final moments of the Kid's massacre, he comes upon the dying Zulf. The player then makes a choice: leave Zulf behind and finish the Calamity's job, or attempt to save Zulf by putting down their weapon and walking through a shower of bullets. With the latter choice, we see the Ura cease fire in a state of awe. A respect emerges among the people, and they allow the kid to leave for the Bastion. In the coming ages, the Ura will surely talk of the kid, who seemed like an unstoppable killing machine. But in saving Zulf, the Ura people will finally see pure empathy, something the violence of war surely blinded. Afterwards, the player picks whether to reverse the events of the game, erasing all the memories of this existence, or move on and look for a new civilization together with Rux, Zaya, and maybe Zulf. During the story, Rux makes his desires known. He wants to return to the glory of Caelondia's heyday. On the other hand, Zaya informs the kid her best days occurred after the Calamity, and hopes not to reverse the event. For the kid, it's about either attempting to rebuild his life or moving on from the past. In this regard, perhaps the penultimate choice would have sufficed. Saving Zulf illustrates the kid's willingness to move on. However, eliminating the remaining Uras shows his resistance to letting go of his memories. Throughout the game, the inevitability of the Calamity seems obvious.
It's strange. Feels like I told this part 1,000 times. The Ura-Caelondian War, 50 years ago, doomed to happen again.
It's tough to assess what exactly will become of the Bastion if the kid moves on with his life instead of falling into the city's vicious cycle. The kid surely built the world on the misery of others, but his final action may resonate far more. The game thematically tells not only of the importance of moving on from our past, but to learn and amend the mistakes made. Does this mean the world will no longer war? Hell no. Humanity will always war against one another, and technology will always reach an unethical level of destruction. That's simple evolution, but the empathy showed by the kid will hopefully be passed on to sustain whatever peace may come. It's depressing and inspirational all at once, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. That's Bastion for you, bitch. Put it in your pop. What?